gratefulness. That is also Mangalacharan. The moment you have some challenges, and okay, you feel the sense of gratefulness because this problem and solving this problem will help me build my endurance and resilience.
With meditation, one day I feel that my thoughts on the distance from me, but other day not. So it's sometime it comes, sometime no.
Yes, sometime it comes in those moments the mind is totally free from the past impressions. And on other occasions, the mind is still has some attachment behind of which you are not becoming aware of it. Yes, by regular practice. So even during the day, you are just sitting and contemplating and reflecting on these principles. Even in the moments of reflection and contemplation, you will find that these thoughts are separate and at a distance from you. So we have to bring that meditative experience down to everyday life. That will help you a great deal. And that is why we discussed something briefly about Mangala Charan in our last session. Now you see that there is another way to understand this Mangalacharan. Literal translation is creating a sacred space. Then our masters say, no, you don't create it, you enter into the sacred space. Why? Because it is already there. It is already there. So now you see another thought. If you keep that thought in your mind all the time, and we will, that is definitely going to help you. So the majority of the masters have written a verse of Mangalacharan at the beginning of a book. Now see that the teacher, the author, the master of that text says that let Krishna, Shiva help me, bless me to get rid of visible and invisible challenges to complete the book. Normally, in the modern era, we say, oh, where is the agent of the book? Let us promote it first. I have not written. The agent of the book, tells you, guides you. Agent of the book guides the author how to write the book. What are the chapters that you should be there should be in the book. Here the master says that this book, first, I should get rid of the visible and invisible circumstances in completing the book. And second, he prays to the existence, he seeks the blessing from the existence that this book should help all the seekers to reach to the highest level. So this is the message in many of the books. Now when we study as a seeker, what we get? So I should also seek blessing from the existence to remove all the visible and invisible challenges in completing the task in my business, in my profession, in my personal professional relationship. Yes, we can say that. Why we say that? Because we remember the existence. All actions, thought, feeling, desires, possessions belong to the existence. And I should also be able to complete the journey of the self discovery bypassing ignorance and the falsehood. So normally we use the intellect dictated by the mind. Mind has a craving, has a desire for seeking peace and happiness. So we use the intellect, apply the principles of Eastern wisdom. Yes, we all want to fulfill our desires, but yes, let the existence remove all the visible and invisible challenges in fulfilling this desire, which will take care of my life. Now you have said this in the morning. You have a very, for example, you have a negative impression about your relations. You have already done it. The mind changes. So when we are doing it regularly, we we unlock the flow state. We use the word flow. We unlock the flow state. And when you unlock it, the wisdom takes care of your joy and the happiness. It is not the pleasure outside in the world. That needs to be understood. That is why we have been understanding the two wings of, of our life, the happiness and the wisdom. Both the wings should go parallel. The wisdom is going parallel. It is holding my mind back. No, don't seek happiness outside. Don't seek. It is not there. It is a delusion. And the happiness opens up. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening the way you told me. It's a practical toolkit. And what we have to do, everything has to be done inside my head. I have to think. I have to change my thinking in the beginning. And once I change my thinking, those thoughts will encourage my emotions not to move in a negative directions. It will move into the right direction. And that wisdom will be able to find, oh, I am seeking happiness. Yes, just take an example of happiness. That happiness I want to experience in contact with any object or a person in the world. Oh, it is a pleasure. Oh, mind is taking me to the wrong direction. So there the wisdom comes and it helps you in every situation. Every situation. So if it doesn't happen on a given day during the practice of meditation, then we don't find that separation. It is already separate. Craving, obsession, seeking pleasure outside, a kind of attachment, a delusion, they all play a central role in failing in meditation. So by wisdom, when we remove it, it helps. We should not be caught in a vicious circle. Should not be caught in a vicious circle. What happened to you after 10 years of married life? The teacher asked the husband. The husband said, when she got married to me, she feels complete and I am finished. Because now nobody is listening to me, so I am finished and she is complete. So we carry forward this sense of idea, thoughts, negativity in our daily life. I am finished. if I don't succeed in the business. You see, I'm finished. That guy is crazy. I'm finished. No, you are not finished. There the real journey begins. There the wisdom comes. This is what our masters have been talking about. So, the more and more you reflect, you pick up 5 things in your life which you like the most in terms of the food and the communication, etc. And try to extract the point of attachment, the point of craving, point of obsession, and step by step reflect on it. Does it mean the pleasure are experienced habitually? Yes, instinctively and impulsively. There is a cycle of experiencing the pleasure. So that keeps the mind wandering. A lot of other things are also involved, but we are focused on this wisdom part. So, what happens? There is a cycle. The mind has created a cycle and it wants to move into that cycle. The first point of the cycle is the initial contact in the sensation. I like this food, imaginary sensation. Mind is pushing me to contact that, to contact that. Even we have a saliva remembering a particular food. So that saliva is an excitement when I'm seeking something in relationship or a possession. So it is the same. This is the real physical sensation. And then what happens? Say, for example, you have eaten the pasta you liked. Now you got the pleasure. Now the pleasure fades away. Once I eat, finished. But while returning home, I have a mental projection of that pleasure, eating a particular food or getting something. And it happens even in business, in profession, in relationship, in touch, in sight, in sensation, in feeling, everything. So there is a mind starts projecting. Answer this question that the mind, why it starts projecting? Because it feels the sense of incompleteness. So the more, why I feel the sense of incompleteness. I want more of the pizza and pasta. Okay, you want more, but your stomach says no. Why you say yes? You can easily recognize. You can easily, I have completed this assignment in the business. Why the mind is seeking more here? This assignment is complete. Let us move to the next. Mind, don't imagine, don't project. Don't project. So that mental projection can be regulated, can be changed and substituted by the wisdom. Wisdom comes by contemplation and reflection. Contemplation and reflection wants to know the cause and effect relationship. Should I tell you an interesting thing? In the world outside, you cannot find the ultimate cause. Effect becomes the cause, and again, it creates another ripples of and effect. So we continue to move towards the effect at a higher level, I want, today I will find pleasure in this restaurant, in that restaurant, so that we exchange the restaurant, we exchange our clothes, we exchange our cars, we exchange many things. Sometimes it is restricted by the society also. So I have to understand that mental projection. Today in the morning I sat for 1 hour. Mind, I don't want you to think of this world outside. No relationship. So first 15 minutes, couple of thoughts came, and after that, for the next 45 minutes, the mind was enjoying the freedom. With any thought, you have some sense of attachment duality. Maybe it is 5%. In other thought, you have 100%. In the third thought, you have 50%. That is preventing you to recognize that I'm separate from these thoughts associated with emotion. So when we have a mental projection, now these mental projection creates lot of impressions. So the impressions are formed, and huh, now the mind is already agitated deeper inside to seek the same pleasure, because it has created millions of impressions. So that is what the vasana is. That is what the sanskara is. And that sanskara, when it finds a real life situation, it returns with a greater force. And now the same thing. We repeat the same thing. This is the vicious circle. We internally, that is the internal working of the mind that lives in the false and that lives in the ignorance. So you see the initial contact in the sensation, then the pleasure comes with the initial contact in the sensation. The pleasure now disappears, but I carry forward the mental projection and the impressions. They continue to multiply together, and it is waiting for the next time and the place to trigger. So the impressions are formed, and these impressions are just, no, you can tell them these are the vasanas and the sanskaras. And they are waiting in our mind, deeper inside, to find a real life situation to go with a greater force. And we are caught in this vicious circle. So now you see, you can relate it to the Mangalacharan. So before you are practicing meditation, so let me do it. Let the existence drive away all the visible and invisible challenges so that I could succeed in meditation. Today you just say simply. A guy here, almost 12 years, occasionally he used to come back to me. And recently, 2 or 3 months ago, I was talking about the Mangalacharan, and the next week he practiced, and he spoke about 15 minutes that how the Mangalacharan worked in his life. That is a great awakening. It works. I tried it. I was in stress and I told my mind, let us do it. So initially, he said to me that initially I was, oh, this is just a thought, how it can get rid of me from anxiety and reaction. But it worked. My mind was clear. So I recognize the power of the knowledge when we apply. At the moment when the mind is carried away by the anxiety. He just said 2 minutes, he's 36, 37 years old. That women, I was trying hard to, uh, in different ways, I was using different principles, but she was not clicking. She's almost 65, 69, 70. So I said to her that these are your golden years. Why you have a golden years? That is an indirect reference to the Mangalachara. So I have to start thinking, contemplating, and reflecting. Even during the practice of meditation, when many thoughts are disturbing, you simply start the contemplation before moving to the next step. So I told her that you are in a golden years. What? I'm already have a lot of challenges at the physical level. We said 10 years body is dead. 20-year body is dead. Or not, tell me. She says yes, 30-year body is dead. Is it not? 40 years body is dead. Tell me yes or no. 70-year-old body is dead. Tell me yes or no. Yes, 60 years. No, 60 years. I said it is dead. Dead means what? You don't have any impression? Yes. So why you carry the impressions present in the mind at the age of 10 or 20 or 30, 40 or 50? Why didn't you learn from your experiences? The first point that you are living your life and these are the golden years of your life. This is the right time for you to what? So she was curious. Said that initially when you were 20 years, you picked up a job, you're busy, you're earning money, then you got married, you have the kids, you're taking care of the husband and kids. Do you still have the same responsibility? No. And after that you have taken care of the parents. No more parents are there. So you have taken care of each of them. Did you not? Yes. Now why it is a golden year? Now is the time to do the self-discovery. You don't have any responsibility at all. And the next week she was totally changed. I recognize I was expecting from my kids. I said, instead of expecting, start giving. What to give? Your mentorship, your guidance. Never say that, the kids of this age are doing the same thing. No. You listen and learn from them and you mentor them. Have an attitude of giving. That is wisdom. So what is the point of I receiving? I'm always in the mode of receiving from the world. That creates the vicious circle, that creates the impression that disturbs you in meditation. Yes, another question comes from where the wisdom comes. Wisdom, obviously knowledge, is awakened in the mind, but we need to study any subject in the world also, and here we study the Eastern wisdom to study ourselves. They help our mind to reveal that knowledge. These two things are clear, then the next thing comes up, I have to level up my life. I've been saying that I have to change the operating system. I'm into anxiety. My operating system is 99% for sure it is ego. Reaction, it is ego. It is the false I. I have to get rid of it. In the beginning, it will take lot of pressure. How dare I can say sorry to the younger ones? No, I have to say it. Why? To crush that false I. Why? To awaken to the wisdom, to strengthen the one wing of my life. Why don't we think? Why shouldn't you update this false I? Why the false I continues with the same impression of anxiety, of reaction, of domination? Can't we update this false I? By the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. You still remember, I already gave an example of my daughter. So it means the happiness and wisdom are not separate. They have to go together. I change my operating system inside and it brings the result outside. So in the modern world, especially in US, when what we listen in US, we try to imitate it. So level up. So it's a phrase. The level up means making a significant progress or improvement in a specific area of your life so that you experience that this is the new way, more capable, more rewarding. That is the meaning of level up. Mangalacharan is one. Wisdom is the second. Contemplation and reflection is the second. So you can also think in terms that this happiness and wisdom will create a new operating system in my life. That I will think, speak, and act out of peace and happiness when I'm in a giving mode. If you are in a receiving mode, the mind will gather all those impressions. So in satsang, we say that satsang helps you to move towards detachment. This process will help you, leveling up will help you to reach to a state of emotional regulation. Detachment is emotional regulation. In the beginning, emotionally easily overwhelmed by the stress. You got a stress with any event with your daughter? Yes, I got it. So now find out how many times during the last 10 years you got the same stress. And then ask yourself, is there a time to change? Should I continue to repeat this? Is it benefiting me? Answer is no. That is the wisdom we need to apply. It will bring the emotional regulation. We will go for all those 40 steps. We are preparing for it. So the Shankaracharya has written these 40 steps for a seeker of the higher order. So that is why we are preparing for it. Now you see that there is an emotional regulation. For the same example, your daughter comes with the same demand and same pressure and same reaction. But you have changed completely. You are not treating her in the same way. Because there is an emotional regulation, there is a sense of detachment, so you can make a right decision. So the intellect is awakened. Intellect is not carried forward by the mind. Intellect is not carried forward by any craving or obsession or attachment. Life is free. We have to we have to live that life. Even now the time has come, even in your life, almost, almost after 40, we have to think of those areas of our attachment and see that can we become free, not forcibly, but by wisdom. So the two things, on one side there is an emotional regulation, second side now the intellect is free, it can take a right decision. Now with that emotional resilience and disease intellect making a right decision. What is right decision? Just real self, follow the real, what is right, what is good, what is proper. And now that is going to build a new relationship in your life. In the beginning, it takes time with the near and dear ones, and gradually you'll be able to change. What is the ultimate result? Ultimate result is there is a rise in self awareness. Again, I'm coming back to the same thing. Higher, what is sadhan chatushtaya? Those who is equipped with viveka, vairagya, shata sampatti, and mumukshu. They are the seekers, and now I'm starting the 40 steps to the journey of. So, whether I say it's a self awareness guided by the Viveka, because you applied the intellect through the contemplation and reflection, you have separated what is not desired from what is desired. In that state of the mind is open to the peace and happiness, love and wisdom. That is what is leveling up. In modern world, we use the word growth mindset, learning from failures, but they are focused on outside. Here our focus is inside. So we can not only cultivate the inner strength, but we also recognize the inner strength. After more than 3 to 4 years, this guy, I told you the story of he was in a restaurant and attracted to the beautiful girls and came back, and then he recognized that I'm the crazy. Recently, he had some complications in the body and he started crying. Very well mature man. And the next week he was laughing, he was smiling. I said, where the pain has gone? It has gone now, so now I'm happy. I'm more focused on, I was more focused as you told me that I'm deeply attached to the body. So, but then he contemplated and reflected on simple principle. What is that? It is my car, but I'm not the car. It is my home, but I'm not the home. The moment you say I'm still focused on the same challenges, but we are continuing and we are moving forward. You told me the challenge in the meditation. So this is my home, I'm not the home. What it conveys to you that I am is separate and different from my home. That is a distance. That is simply a distance. You have already decided, you have concluded that I'm not my home, I'm not my car, I'm not my smartphone. But then what happens? This is my body and I'm the body. So your intellect constantly, how dare you, mind says that this is my body, it means I'm not the body. When you are very much clear that I'm not my car, I'm not my home, I'm not my smartphone, how come you say that I am my body? When you say I am my body, you feel the sensation, that is your attachment. It's alive. You are fully aware of it. That is one principle. And the second, we already discussed a couple of times that, so this, what do you mean? So I am and my house, they are different. I am my car is different. I am my phone is different. I am my husband is different. I am my body is different. It clearly shows. When I say I am not my house, obviously there is a distance. I have to live into that awareness. So what is covering me? Mind. How? By feeling of some sensation. No, I am the body. So another principle that our masters laid down, that when intellectually you have understood this, I am my house, it clearly it is separate and at a distance. And when it is separate and a distance, our master says that knower is always different from the known. The subject is always different from the object. Subject is conscious entity, object is unconscious material entity. Same way, body is a objective entity, material entity, and a conscious entity. Consciousness and matter cannot merge together. Operating principle in our life to know anything in the world by separation. First, I feel that you are separate, so then only I know about you. Look at it. It is the science. Basically, when you say, oh, we will observe the facts and collect the data because you are separate from me. Mind in deep ignorance do not, it knows it, but it does not want to understand. That is attachment. That is delusion. It knows, and still it does not want to understand. Do you see the fallacy? The problem. My master used to be very straight and blunt forward. So he had a big picture. Who is this? This is donkey. So now you say, I am the donkey. No, I cannot be the donkey. Why? Not because it is a donkey, because object is always different from the subject. And then he used to bring our mind to the home. Oh, who has a problem with father? Okay. So I know my father. Am I my father? No. So why you are worried? Keep a distance in your mind. You have to learn how to keep that awareness. What is that separation? It is self-awareness.
Right.
Why?
I see the thoughts, but how to see the thinker?
Thinker is already there the moment you have started thinking. The moment you started thinking consciously, means contemplating and reflecting, thinker is already there.
Because for me the problem that I am associated with the thinker. So as soon as some topic is involve me, I'm starting to thinking about it. So
Yeah.
my I thoughts became the person who is thinking.
Very good. Start with that. There is an I thought. What does it mean by an I thought? Ask yourself, what is this I thought?
I thought it's point from where the external object starting.
Yes, I thought, because you know this I thought is a conscious entity. Otherwise, there cannot be an I thought. So the very conscious entity is with the thought is the I is the thinker. Now, is this I thought says that it is my car, and the same I thought says that I am not the car? Yes, same I thought.
Yes, it is same I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the same I thought. Now, the third point is the car conscious who says that I am your car? No.
No.
Car is inert matter. What is the definition of the known and the object? It does not know itself, it cannot know anyone. So here is a separation. I I think about car, I think about the phone, I think when I think about the wife, I'm basically thinking about the name and the form and the body. So that is a material entity.
Yeah.
Do you see that? That is also a material entity. You don't see the conscious entity in any living being. You basically see with the attributes. And the moment you see with the attributes, it is a material entity. I know that is the biggest problem. Why it is happening, why the mind is constantly seeking the question, because it is caught in this attachment. Because in that sense of attachment, I forget. What is forgetfulness? It is delusion. I know this is my car. Does the car also say, I know you crazy, you are my driver? Cardinal doesn't say it. I say it. So one who says, become conscious, is separate from one who cannot say. How simple it is. Body. Apply the same logic to the body, to the smartphone, to the house, to the son, to the daughter, to anyone.
I see that as soon as I see the my belongs to me, so it means that it's already false. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, if
Even the thoughts, if I can say that it's my thoughts, it's already wrong.
I have to find through the same thinking principle what is right, good, and proper. Now, the same thought comes to a conclusion that wherever I use my cannot be I am. Finished. You are free. But I have to do it regularly in all the material. But it does not mean that it is my car, it is not me. People become extra crazy. And they asked me a question. So if it is not my car, should I leave it and give it to someone? No, no, you are moving in a wrong direction. I am simply saying I am not the car. You have to reach to that conclusion. Whatever is my is a matter. It is an object, it's a thing of utility. So you use it, remain free. People go to the other direction and they make themselves more crazy. They think that they are making me crazy, but they are making themselves crazy. They are putting a wrong logic. So now we are very much clear about it. Subject, object, conscious, inert, or you can say consciousness, matter, I am not. So my car is I am not. That is the basic conclusion we have to reach. Where I am, where I am not. So where I am, here. I have to start the journey of the self-discovery. Oh, the mind has jumped into my car. No, that is not I am not. I am here. But why the mind is this I am is jumping there? Because of attachment. You see that car is not jumping into my mind. I am jumping. And that I am is now that I am, that thought contains the attachment or pleasure seeking or craving or obsession, whatever you want to know. So that is how we segregate, we separate. When you separate, I can bet you, when you separate, you experience a continued state of happiness inside, as if you are intoxicated into that moment. Because why? Because the mind is totally free. Mind is not chasing. Mind is not searching. The mind that has stopped searching anything outside, that mind is already calm. You see, in a progressing, step by step. But if I don't follow the first step, the second step will not come. So sometimes we think, let me have a total emptiness in the space like a sky. No, you have to start from I am and I'm not. First check it, confirm it, conviction is there. Now to move to the next step, knower in the known. Then move to the next step. Knower is always conscious entity. And what is unconscious entity or material entity cannot know oneself, do not know the others. Oh, so I am knowing the others. So because I know the others, I can also know myself. That is the point of a seeker. That is where the sadhan chatushtaya leads you to. Oh, clear. But when I am attached, I am the car, I am the body, I am the mind, then there is no chance. Did you get it? Then there is no chance. So I have to lay too much of importance on the beginning. I am not. I am conscious entity. What I am not is matter. What is property of matter cannot know oneself. Matter does not demand to know itself. Matter does not know itself, does not know anyone. In the beginning, we have to follow these steps, and after a few days and weeks, the mind becomes very clear. It says, oh, yeah, it's okay, it's a journey. Is the car seeking happiness? Please come and sit and start driving. I'll be very happy. No. So I, in contact with the car, derive the happiness. I am in contact with an inert matter. I'm trying the inert matter to become conscious. That is attachment. Another definition. Look at this smartphone, you just move it all around. You see, oh, what a beautiful car, what a beautiful home, what a beautiful dress, and long list. The smartphone that is beautiful never says that I am. I give a value, and that value I give by thinking that value contains the seed of attachment. So even if I say, yes, it is pretty logical, I am not my car, but internally I feel I am the car. It's a deeper level. So by repetition, by these steps, we recognize it is attachment. How do you say, no, I have understood that I am not the car, yes. Neighbor hit the car and we say, this happens, if the neighbor is always crazy driver. And when I hit the car, then I feel the pain. So there is a sense of attachment. uh, so this is not a simple principle, but it's not a complex if we follow step by step. Use another metaphor. Think of happiness, just a metaphor or equal, not exactly equal to the principle, but it gives you some idea. So think of happiness as a fuel in your tank and the wisdom as GPS. Wisdom, GPS. Fuel, happiness. You can have a full tank, moment of joy. But without GPS, understanding and having a right and good judgment, you must just drive around aimlessly. One option. Second option, you can have the best map of that means knowledge in the GPS, but without fuel, you won't go anywhere. But still, who triggers me to continue to act? It is the attachment. We normally say it is the desire and the delusion. So the best example, the bird with the two wings. Happiness is the wing that lifts us with the joy and the energy, and wisdom is the wing that steers you in a right direction. Both are essential. So that we picked up the topic of happiness and the wisdom, but we are understanding. So yes, you are right. I thought, I thinker, whatever you want to say. So just paying attention to the power of viveka. Yes, I thought, yes, take it for granted that this is I am. Okay, no problem in the beginning. So now I know this car. This is my car. I am not the car. That I am is always the knower. What I know is always the known and the inert. I am. Have a curiosity, a desire to know myself. Inert, neither interested, cannot know oneself, cannot know anyone. But why we want to know? Again, the same answer. Because I should know, I must know this principle, I must apply this principle so that I don't create a mess. I am my car, I am my house, They are too far. I'm my body, I'm my mind, I'm my intellect, I'm my thought. So at the last stage, we reach to a point, am I my thought? So it means the thought is a helper in the beginning. By the thought, I'm separating inert matter in the consciousness until I reach, oh, I'm thinking consciously. Oh, this is a thought. I'm thinking consciously is a thought. This me or not me? Only then we will reach there. Don't jump into the conclusion in the first instant. It will backfire. It's a step by step process. And that step by step process is nothing but the viveka, vairagya, shat sampatti. Oh, do I experience calmness? Yes, I experience the calmness. Oh, very good. Is it possible to bypass this particular thought? Now it is very clear. Yes, I can bypass this thought. I'm not the car. I'm not the. But you have a pain. So where do you have a pain or your body has a pain? No, my body has a pain. My body. Oh, I'm different and separate from the body. I'm not the body. So you bypass. You transcend. So that prepares the mind and the intellect to become a great seeker. And once we have a great seeker inside, nothing can stop us. That is all for today.
Thank you, Girish.